Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the market recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Tuesday, April 6th. Shout out to my sister. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to her. I hope you guys have all had a great day. I don't know about you. I'm an equities trader, typically first and foremost. That's how it's been here the last couple years for me. I found my comfort zone in the equities. Obviously, I dabble a little outside of that and always looking at the treasuries. But when my markets are slow, gosh, it exhausts me. I took one trade in the S&P today, sat in it for 3.5 hours, did okay, was happy with my outcome, but man, it was exhausting, and I'm sitting here ending the day thinking, I'm ready for a nap. I don't know about you guys, but when the markets get slow, it takes that, I have that feeling on me where it slows me down a little bit. I get a little tired, and I'm feeling that way today. We had some directional markets, though, otherwise. Crude oil opens up basically right where we opened up yesterday, rotated lower, came to some overnight consolidation. Equities, S&P 500 floats around settlement price. We checked that overnight high / yesterday's swing high. Came down a little bit towards the high side of the consolidation from the overnight session. The NASDAQ, pretty quiet there as well. Excuse me. NASDAQ floats around settlement price. Pushes a little higher, pushes a little lower. Today's one of those days, you guys have heard me say it before, markets get a little hungover. After a big party like yesterday was for the equity markets, they're a little more hungover here today, waiting on other news. Things are happening, right? We've got a lot going on. I think one of the more interesting things is the Olympics, that we've got that going on today. We also have this infrastructure bill. What's going on there? We have now talks from DHS saying that they are going to get back to work on the wall along the border. There's a lot of news coming out, and it just kind of has these markets holding tight. Gold, though, on the other hand, big rally to the upside. Just continues that overnight direction. At least for a little bit. Died out pretty fast, come about 9:30 this morning. That one faded out. But Euro continues on this directional move that we've been on here the last few days, and today was no different. It's actually finishing off here basically at the highs, and the same goes for that 10-year note. Speaking of, I mentioned Olympics there. Questions about the U.S. withdrawing from Beijing 2022. I have no information on that, just some interesting news that I saw there today. I found that one quite interesting. But we're seeing more of the economy opening up here in the United States. California planning to lift most of their restrictions on June 15th, minus their mask mandate. So we're definitely seeing the economy kind of get back on track here, or at least people get to live a little bit more of a normal life. I don't think it'll ever be exactly normal from what normal was a few months ago, or about a year ago, a little over a year ago now. So we've got a lot going on here, and it's important for us to keep an eye on everything and continue to trade what these markets are presenting. I want to say hello to everyone. Brian, Danny, yeah, it's gorgeous out. I'm obviously a little north of the Chicago burbs here, but I think I went into the truck. I went and picked up some lunch today. I think it was 77 degrees. I had the windows down. The dog was hanging out the back, about ready to jump right out of the car and just go play. I mean, it was beautiful weather. I'm ready to go hit the links, play a little golf now that the weather's getting here. So I'm looking forward to that. Level 2, good to see you. Bill and Alan, good to see all of you guys there. Let's go ahead and take a look at these charts and see what we got going on here today. As always, we're starting out with crude oil. And again, I do apologize yesterday about my charts. Sometimes you close these things out and totally acts up on us. All right, so crude oil, like I said, opened up this morning and kind of pushed right to where yesterday's open was. Moved through it just slightly moved through. But once this market started to rotate over, if that's what we caught, that attention that we saw that there, we start to see it rotate over. Well, where are we going to go? To me, first thing I saw, I didn't catch the initial downside move. This is what caught my attention. So I'll be honest with you. This to me was a point of possible buying opportunity, right? We saw sellers start to get a little bit weaker. We saw weakness again. And we're right at yesterday's point of control. To me, I thought there was a great opportunity here. We're maintaining trend to the upside. Market's just coming back to find some fair value. So you've got two options here, really was. I think the long side is totally reasonable, and you can get long and keep your stop pretty tame there, just on the other side of yesterday's point of control. Now, if you go on the other side, if you go short and say, hey, I'm looking to continue direction here, as we look a little bit higher time frame, our highs are getting lower. Our lows are getting lower. So we are, if we go back to what we talked about today in Coach's Playbook, if you're getting caught looking too much in the short time frame and forgetting about the bigger picture of things, you can get caught in this being a directional move. I think a lot of people could have gotten caught in there. But in the other case, as we start to see here, we start to open up the time frame, we start to get an idea of what this market's doing, are moving down lower, and we're looking for opportunities to get in on the short side there. Next, let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500. Not a whole lot to talk about here. To me, the opportunity that I saw this morning, I think level 2, and I actually talked about it last night or earlier this morning. The short up by 74, 75, kind of where this market came to yesterday. We opened up, we pressed up there. We could not push really any higher. I think we moved it up by about a handle here today. Rotated back over, and we fell right down to that 20 session moving, or 20 period moving average. But really just holding steady around settlement price. Again, that settlement price is 4,067.75. 4,067.75. And the same here goes for the NASDAQ. Pressed a little bit higher, but rotated over. Didn't want to get too far from settlement price. Rotated right back lower to settlement price. Came and checked consolidation from the overnight session. Back up to settles. And again, really quiet day. Very tight range. Tough trade. If you're looking for more directional move, ranges were relatively tight here. We're just looking for opportunity as the market moves away and towards settlement price. And again, that settlement price here is 13,585 half. Next, gold. One of the big movers here today, like we said, opened up, continued in direction. We got a little bit of weakness right before the equity open. As soon as equities open, we popped it a little bit more. After the open, we got some more weakness. And here's what I liked. It came right towards overnight high. Overnight high right here. Market broke back down a little bit and gave us an opportunity to get in on the market. Notice how much volume came in right at that overnight high, or that's showing, all right, we're picking up buyers as this market's moving higher. Signals extending in that direction. Market did extend for a little bit longer and then fell. Like typical, a lot of times we do see this with the gold market. After it gets a directional move, it gets really dull starting about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And that's exactly what happened here. Next, let's go ahead and look at the euro. Like I said, euro's trended. Trend trade. We're looking for points of weakness. It's as simple as that. We've been doing that for the last few days here. We're looking for weakness to get in on this directional move. That's exactly what this market's doing. So we had a few points where the market did pull back and give us a chance to get in on the direction. Now, to me, the opportunity was off the open. Notice how we're making higher lows, continuously making higher lows. We're continuously making higher highs. So we're looking to extend in that direction. As the market came down off the open, we opened up near the overnight low. It was a great opportunity to take the long to the upside. And if you didn't catch that, you had another chance right after that equity open. We had another chance to hop in on a pullback. And we had a couple more of them throughout the day. But that's really the times that I'm looking for those opportunities. And lastly, the 10-year note, just like the euro, opened up. We checked settlement price in the overnight session. So we weren't going to try. We didn't need to close that gap off the open. We're seeing yields are down. Therefore, Treasuries should be moving higher. And those are the opportunities. We are trading off of simple fundamentals for directional moves. We utilize those fundamentals and we look at technical analysis that says, hey, where are my opportunities to get in on this market? Well, we got a great opportunity near the overnight high where we can be wrong. We can minimize that risk, and we have a chance to maybe work that market back towards settlement price. If not, we have trend to the upside, and that's what we're looking for. We're finding opportunity near key levels of importance that we continuously talk about day in and day out. All right, everybody, those are our markets here today. It is only Tuesday. We got a few more days ahead of us. A lot of opportunity coming up, so stay patient. Speaking of opportunity, part of why today may have been a little quiet, it was a relatively quiet day. All we had was jolts this morning at 9 a.m. Other than that, tomorrow, international trades and goods at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, EIA 9:30 a.m. Central Time, and FOMC minutes, not statement, minutes tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Central Time. Other than that, we kind of touched on some news. Awesome. Thanks for that level 2. I think that's a great idea. I'll talk to John. Maybe we'll see if we can work that in at some point here coming up. So touchdown news. I think the big news there is Dow falls 100 points from its record high, and the S&P breaks that 3-day winning streak. Like I said, yields are down. 10-year down 0.064 points. We've got the 30-year down 0.043. VIX, a little bit all over the place today, but not really. Who am I kidding? It's 18. Choppy, pretty much held around 18, a little bit up, a little bit down, but pretty quiet day there. Tesla, $691, Airbnb, 190. So we're making some good money in that Airbnb. Our Bitcoin over here at, there we go. Where'd it go? I had it up, and it just closed out on me. Pull this right back up. Bitcoin, 58,690. And then lastly, GameStop continues to be a volatile product. Up and down $10 today, $184.50 right now. We touched on tomorrow. And then lastly, this date in history. Speaking of the Olympics and everything going on with Beijing, on this day in 1896 were the first ever modern Olympic Games. And then secondly, on this day in 1917, the United States officially entered into World War II. On that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign on out of here. John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time with the market forecast. And then don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Time. So same time, same place. I'll be sitting down with founder of Top Step, Michael Patak. So bring your questions. We'll be sure to answer as much as humanly possible. I think last time he and I were on for about an hour, and we still didn't get near all the questions. So bring them in, and look forward to seeing you guys all there. On that note, have a great day. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Trade smart and trade well. I'll see you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.